disaster on a national or global scale can quickly turn neighbor against neighbor. The calm social order you enjoy will be flipped on its head just after a few days. The sad reality.
What he said was basically, he said when shit hit the fan, neighbors will turn on neighbors in an instant. Like that neighbor that you was friendly to, that neighbor that you were like, hey, how you doing, neighbor? Good morning, and being all nice to, and probably had dinner with, and y'all kids, your kids and his kids, and the neighbor's kids play together and all that. That shit gonna turn. It's gonna turn when shit hit the fan and people need food, water, shelter, electricity. All this, people will turn on each other. That's why I don't get why people want to be single nowadays. Being single nowadays is dangerous. I'm just ladies. I'm like I said to all my ladies in the audience. Get you a man, because today and age, it is dangerous to be by yourself. Even for a man, it's dangerous for a man to be by himself. So I can only imagine how dangerous it is for a woman to be by herself. Because all that independent shit gonna go out the window if the power was to go out. If the news was to come on right now and say, we're gonna have a power outage for like the next 3 months. So, try to wait it out and, try to, keep calm. And, we're working on the power and we'll get the power back on, in no time. But it's gonna be a 3-month delay. You know how many women gonna be in trouble out here? You know how many women gonna be in trouble out here? This is like, for real, man. Like that's just something to think about. Let's continue.
Is that most people aren't prepared to survive to next week if supplies were cut off, let alone for 90 days or more. There is, however, a timeline that generally follows disasters. Knowing this timeline can put you one step ahead of the herd and keep you safer amidst the chaos. This video will analyze the days, weeks, and months following a catastrophic national disaster. I'll tell you what you can expect along the way and provide you with solutions you will need to remain safe and survive. The first 3 days. Depending on the national disaster, the first 24 hours can be relatively calm. If you're in the aftermath of a storm or an earthquake, this is a period where people are emerging from what is left of their shelters and making sure they are unscathed.
Oh yeah, the first 3 days is gonna be lackluster. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be real chill. It's gonna be real relaxed because people just not grasping what's going on, and they're getting their plans in order together to see what they're gonna do and what they're not gonna do, and you know what I'm saying? But when it hit like the 8th day, the 9th day, 10th, people gonna start losing it, man. People gonna start breaking in people's houses. It's gonna be violence. The police is not gonna be available like that because they worried about their families. So it's gonna be crazy out here, man. This is serious. It's gonna happen, man. Trust me. It might not happen in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Hell, it might not happen in the next 10 years. But it's gonna happen. Trust me.
It's a disaster like a national power outage. Most people are still relatively calm. We put a great deal of faith in our government, public services, guard, and military to restore.
And that's where you fuck up at, putting faith in government. That's a bad move.
Our world following a disaster. This period of calm can last for about 2 days. After that, things begin to reveal how broken they really are. Stores that cannot process credit and debit transactions cannot sell to people without cash, and banks that cannot process deposits and withdrawals stop functioning. Just-in-time delivery services that replenish grocery and pharmacy inventories can't do so, and shortages of some items begin to occur. This fuels even more panic buying, which further exacerbates the problem. After 72 hours, people will begin to realize that help is not coming and systems will not be restored. The stress level of the community will start to boil over. If stores haven't been looted yet, it will surely begin by the 3rd day, as those who failed to prepare will desperately try to grab up the resources they now realize they need.
You hear that? You heard what he just said? He said for the people that didn't prepare, They gonna be the ones in the stores looting and breaking windows and stealing food all out the, you know what I'm saying? You ever seen them movies where, you know, it'd be a disaster in the city and everybody looting and taking stuff and breaking windows and motherfuckers in electronic stores stealing TVs. Now I never get that. If the power out, why the fuck y'all niggas stealing TVs? But anyway, I digress. But yeah, it's like after day 3, people gonna be losing their mind. The house gonna get empty. You know, you got kids, especially if you got kids in that house, they stomachs growling, they hungry. Now you gotta go out here in the world and collect food. While it's chaotic. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, man, all that being by eat, like I said, for man or female, like all that being by yourself shit, man, like cry me a river with that shit, man. If you could have a companion, get a companion, man. Have one. Ladies, if you can get a man that's gonna take care of you, do that. You feel me? Don't be like, I don't need you. I don't need no man, and I can do it by myself, and I don't need no man, and da. Because when shit like this start happening, them same men that you was like, I don't need, they gonna remember that shit. And they gonna look at you crazy like, well, I'm not gonna help you now when you really need the help. You feel me? Because before then, you were telling me you didn't need me. So, man, it's just something to think about, man, for real, man.
Prepared. You can avoid being caught up in this dangerous time of desperation. If you have not, expect to be stuck with the herd making runs on stores. Likely, the police will not be able to keep ahead of the crime. Local curfews will be established, perhaps even martial law. What should you know about and do in the first 72 hours? Your first 24 hours is a little bit of a golden window for you to act. You'll need to decide if you're going to shelter.
He did mention martial law. He said either they're gonna have a curfew or it's gonna be martial law will be implemented. Now, for those of you who don't know what martial law is where a disaster or a world event happened, and when the government comes in and they basically put down regulations and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that all homes and land and cars are seized by the government, and they can be taken by the government. So for the people that think that you really own your house, like, I own my house. No, you really don't own your house, because if martial law is commenced, then your house is no longer your house. It belongs to the state now. You get what I'm saying? If you buy a car and you buy it and you own it, you think you own the car. But if martial law happens, the state can seize your car. So technically, if you think about it, you don't own your house and you don't own your car. Because if the government can say, well, martial law is declared, then you don't own none of that stuff no more. So it's really not your stuff to own. It's crazy, right? But that's what it is. But let's continue.
In place or bug out. You should immediately fill every container you have with water in the likelihood that pumping stations will cease to operate. Your water may be gravity fed with those enormous tanks you see on the hillsides around your town, but those will not be replenished in a prolonged grid down situation. If possible, you should gas up your vehicle. Within the first 24 hours, if you need to go to the store, do so with cash if there's any supplies you need to top off. But again, only do this if you have no other option, as it is likely that people will be in a state of panic. So don't plan on this being your primary plan if you fail to prepare. Evaluate accordingly based on the knowledge of your local stores. In the first 48 hours, you should check in with your mutual assistance group if you've established these types of relationships. If you live in an apartment complex, you should coordinate a floor or building meeting to discuss posting guards at the entrances and other strategies to keep your building safe. Though phone and internet services may...
That's another thing, too. A lot of people don't get together and plan for this type of shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if you live in an apartment building, you should be able to go three doors down and go to each door and be like, look here, man. You know, I know you got kids. I got kids. This world is not for certain. You know what I'm saying? Now, even if you don't believe in what I believe in, I really think that our kids' safety is something that we both can agree on, right? Okay, bam. Now we need to establish a plan just in case stuff goes left. If the power goes out, this is what we need to do. We need to get together and like people don't do that shit, man. People don't do that. People really think that tomorrow is promised. It's not promised. Tomorrow is not promised, y'all. We need to prepare to like this year, like all the 50 subscribers that subscribe to me. I know I ain't got many because I ain't had this channel that long, but all 50 subscribers, by the sound of my voice, you need to prepare. Prepare. I'm telling you, prepare. I'm telling you right now. Y'all seen what just happened with the damn Ohio River? The Ohio River got contaminated by dangerous chemicals. So now our tap water ain't really that safe to drink. Don't y'all see the play here? And it was another, it was like two more, it was something in Arizona, and I don't really know, I don't really got all my facts right now in front of me, but there was like various of other places that the river and the lake got contaminated. Like, y'all don't see the play here? It's something going on, man. It's something going on. But let's continue, because I don't got that much time with this video. My time limit is almost up, so let's continue, y'all.
Down, apps like Bridgeify that utilize mesh networks may still allow you to communicate with others or get news. CB or ham radios can provide you with critical communication abilities. A CB should be part of your prepping supplies because they are very affordable and vital to communication capabilities. You should also monitor your emergency radio channels to assess the extent and area radius of the disaster and base your decision on whether to bug out or bug in based upon this information. If you have a police scanner, you can monitor the chatter to determine how the disaster's aftermath is unfolding. Don't give too much credibility to the word-of-mouth rumors and gossip. Especially don't base your decisions on this type of communication. Assuming you have prepped in advance, your most significant decision in the first 24 hours is going to be whether you should stay or go. Your window of opportunity will begin to close after the first 24 hours. Roads will begin to fill up, and travel will likely not be a safe option any longer. Ask yourself, can I make it 90 days where I am? Even if the answer is yes, have a bug-out plan bag ready if the situation forces you out. Your solutions for the first 3 days are to have some preps in place already, along with a bug-out plan. All members of your network or family could implement the communication plan you've already put in place before the disaster. You should monitor any potential compounding problems like nuclear power plants or dams. Most importantly, you need to assess whether staying in location or getting to a safer area is possible, which is your best choice during gone, either purchased or stolen. Medicines will begin to run out, and people with medicine-dependent lives will turn to hospitals for what they need. Hospitals may not be able to admit and help many people if their power cannot be restored. Police, medical, and fire services will be overwhelmed, and you cannot rely upon them. The declaration of martial law is very likely as governments attempt to keep the peace. As we saw this year, people will likely not accept martial law. Vigilante security groups will probably spring up in neighborhoods and communities. Clean water may cease to flow, and trash and human waste will begin to pile up. As sewage plants fill, municipal water supplies or local rivers may become contaminated. Natural gas and electricity will cease to flow. By the end of the first week, the levels of circulating cash will be very low, and bartered items like food, water, and durable goods will begin to rise in value. People will be
Exactly. You heard what he said? So all y'all, oh, I'm about that bag. I'm about the money, and fuck that. Wipe your ass with that cash, because it's not going to be worth nothing. People going to be bartering over water, food, flashlights, batteries, all the things we take for granted. That shit going to have value at that time. That's why it's important to prepare. Prepare. That's what this whole video is about, y'all. Prepare. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to do. Prepare. Because it's coming. Trust me, it's coming.
Are trying to leave populated areas or for those stranded away from home when the disaster struck. They will just be arriving back to their city home if they decide to return home to find that the landscape has changed considerably. Remember, the golden window to either stay in place or bug out is really in the first 24 hours. After that, you're competing with the herd every step of your journey. Your solution for the first week.
All right, y'all. I'm finna end it on that note. I'm to my time limit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna have the link in the description so you can watch the rest of this video. If y'all really interested in this video, y'all can watch the rest of this video. But yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be long with the outro. Basically, prepare. You know, we in the last days. Create a connection with the Most High God. That's the most important thing. Create a connection with the Heavenly Father, man. Because that's the only way out of this. He's the one that's going to strengthen you and give you the wisdom out of this. You feel me? And prepare. Prepare. Get your water. Get your non-perishable items. You know, get your lighters, your match, anything you need, man. Just in case the power go out or you need to move or leave out of your apartment or house or whatever. Create you a bug out bag. You know, like I said, man, I'm going to do another video touching this. You feel me? I'm going to do another video touching this because I really feel like this is important. But this your boy XV, came through with another episode of the X Vision Files, and I'm going to holler at y'all later, man. May the Most High bless y'all. Got on the yellow band, about to give mama a stroke. Don't need a hammer lamb, baby mama.